Hey PJs, welcome back to another video. Today I'm reviewing Ohana Slime Company. Now there are at least 25 slimes here, some were forgotten in the package and stuff like that. I don't know, you can count them when all the parts are done, but it will be split into 3 parts, so this is part 1. So if you want to watch the packaging and stuff, more details and stuff, that's going to be in this one. In the other ones, it's just going to go straight into the slime reviews, but there are a lot to go through. And of course, a huge shout out to Emily, the owner of Ohana Slime Company. You are a wonderful human, and I am so grateful you sent me all these slimes. I love you so much. Now you will notice that some of the slimes aren't in bubble wrap. That is because one of them broke, which you did see at the very beginning. There's no issue with that. Sometimes those things happen. Every slime was bubble wrapped neatly, everything else, and like nothing else had broken. So it was just that one. I completely understand. It happens. So I did take the bubble wrap off of the ones that had like slime all over them. Besides the slimes, I was also sent some activator both in liquid and powder form, and I was sent a ton of stickers. I love getting stickers. I just like looking through them, and they're adorable, and there were just so many. I was also sent their business card and a huge thing of like how to care for slime. Like if you were ever wondering what to do with slime if you're a first-time slime owner, this was perfect. Like it was everything you'd ever want to know about how to care for slime. And here are the slimes that I will be reviewing in this part. They all come in these clear screw top lid containers with her slime shop logo normally on the top. If it's a smaller container, it's on the bottom, and the slime name either on the side or the top if it's a smaller container. Starting with the first slime, this is Classic VHS. It's a milky clear slime scented like old 90s video store, and it comes with a VHS charm. So obviously this is the one that broke, so I have just about half of the slime left, and I will apologize now. The ASMR isn't the absolute greatest because I was finding shards of the plastic in the slime. If you do get a slime that is broken like this and there's like plastic in the slime and whatnot, please don't play with it. Just contact the slime shop, let them know, see what they can do about it, because it just can be super dangerous. I could have seriously hurt myself. I just, you know, I'm not the greatest influence, so don't do what I did. Anyways, to me, this slime smells slightly buttery, kind of musky, almost cologne-ish as well. So it definitely reminds me of a 90s video store. I remember going to get like movies at the end of the week and stuff with my siblings and whatnot, and just really reminds me of that, especially with the glitters that are in here. It just reminds me of the floors that were in those video stores, and it's just one of those things that just makes me feel extremely old. The slime is putty-like in texture. It still stretches really well. It just kind of feels putty-like, if that makes sense. It does inflate and gets kind of foamy and bubbly. It's got some semi-thick bubble pops to it, which is a really hard description, but that's like all I could come up with. It does leave some slight residue, but I think that's pretty normal for a clear slime, so I am going to give this one 5 out of 5 pajamas. This next slime is M's Mango Sticky Rice. This is a marshmallow flown slime that is scented like fennel rice pudding and toasted sesame seeds. And the top is a clear jelly cube slime that is scented like mango nata. So the base slime to me smells like spicy rice. It's more of a savory scent, and I don't think I've ever smelled like a spicy type scent. I'm not gonna say that it smells amazing to me because I'm just not the biggest fan of savory scents, but it is a very interesting scent in general. The jelly cube portion smells fruity, almost like a sweet pea type scent, which I really enjoy, and putting this together makes it look extremely yummy. I haven't had like mango sticky rice or anything of that type, so I don't know, but the slime just looks so refreshing, and I definitely want to eat it. Obviously, please don't eat it, but it just looks so good. It was fun to mix together. The jelly cubes are fun to squish. They had been sitting in the slime for a while, so they're like the softer type of jelly cubes, which I actually prefer because then they kind of squish like more satisfying, at least to me. And of course, because there's like the marshmallow flown base and the jelly cubes and whatnot, there's a lot of trapped air in this slime, so tons of different types of bubble pops, which is really satisfying. There are definitely a lot of add-ins in here, so when I stretch it out, it has more of a stringy look to it, but I actually prefer that because both jelly cubes and marshmallow flown beads deteriorate over time, so if you have more in the slime, then it's going to last longer. I'm going to give this one 5 out of 5 pajamas. Third for review is Wonderful World. This is a thick and glossy slime scented clean laundry. It comes with glitters, phemos, and a charm, and it is inspired by the song by Louis Armstrong. This slime smells just as described, like exactly like clean laundry, which is one of my favorite scents because it just smells so comforting. And pairing that with the fact that this blue color looks just like the sky, which I also find comforting, it's like an extra comforting slime, and I just love playing with it. It just relaxes me so much. The texture itself feels smooth and chewy, almost like if it was a coated white slime, which is an interesting texture that I don't think I've ever felt before. It is pretty thick, so it does have a slower stretch to it, and when you get those bubble pops, sometimes slime flings everywhere, but I find it funny. I love poking this one and trapping a ton of air into it because listening to the crispy bubble pops is so fun. Now, I'm not sure if it's because it is extremely thick or maybe it's that coated feel to it, but this slime does have some fallout with the add-ins that are in here, especially with like the glitter hearts. For some reason those like to fall out and not exactly stick to me, but more like stick to the table. Because of that, I'm going to give this one 4.7 out of 5 pajamas. This slime is called Your Bigotry Makes Me Blue. It is a slight slay slime that is scented like white jasmine, lily of the valley, and coconut, and it comes with a clay piece that you get to mix in. To me, this slime smells like hairspray and flowers, another nostalgic scent for me because my mom uses hairspray all the time, and since I don't live there anymore, I don't smell it, and it just makes me feel old. The base is slightly jiggly and smooth, and the clay piece is amazing. It looks incredible. I just love the rainbow so much. It looks so good. The clay is also smooth, so it's easy to mix in, and it turns the slime from a slight slay to like a slay slime, so barely any change to it really at all. It doesn't change the color because the blue is just super vibrant, but I still like the end result. Since it does have a more jiggly base to it, it has watery bubble pops, which are my favorite bubble pops. I find them to be super satisfying. The slime does inflate a decent amount, and as it inflates, it feels kind of fluffy, which is also a really fun feeling with like the wateriness and stuff. It's just really fun to squish. So one thing that I find absolutely hilarious about this one is it stains my hands blue, and like the slime is called Your Bigotry Makes Me Blue, so like the slime is making me blue, and I just find that so funny. I don't think it was intentional. I don't really want it to be intentional, even though it's absolutely hilarious. But it does get pretty bad and it happens pretty quickly. It does wash off, so that's amazing, but I would say because of the severity of like how fast and how blue it actually makes my hands, I'm going to give this one a 4.9 out of 5 pajamas. Next up is Mornings Are Unbearable, which is a crunch bomb that is unscented. First thing that I have to say, this I'm 100% relatable. I hate mornings so much. I've always been such a night owl, and with my schedule now, I do get to be a night owl and stay up until like 2, 3 in the morning, which is so much better than how my schedule used to be, but like mornings are gross. If you talk to me before like 11 a.m., my brain isn't even turned on yet, so it's no. So slime, I love this one. Also, it's a crunch bomb, so it creates the best ASMR. It is so amazing and absolutely perfect for folding. You get to listen to all the phemos like push against each other, and I just find the sound so satisfying. It does leave some slight residue here and there, but this is one of those ones that it just has to be tacky to keep all those phemos and stuff in. I just wanted to mention it, so if you try something like this, you know, it is perfectly normal to have that residue. I love the choice in phemos. They're super cute, and it really does keep on theme with the name and everything. I just love the way they look. Because of all the phemos, it obviously has a slower stretch to it, so you do have to be more patient to it, but as you stretch it, it does create some bubble pops, which is really nice, and air gets trapped really easily. Crunch bombs like these are definitely one of my favorites, if not my favorite texture. I love the ASMR they create as you like push it into like a solid surface like a desk, or if you just fold it over. I love looking at all the phemos. I just adore these types of slimes so much. And this one is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. The next slime is flan, which is a tofu texture that is scented like flan, and the top is a jiggly clear slime that is scented like dulce de leche. The base smells absolutely incredible. It's sweet and caramely, almost like a roasted caramel smell. It's ultra glossy, clicky, chewy, kind of dense, really smooth, and just overall super fun to play with. I was in love with this texture. It's just so fun to mess with because it's just smooth and it doesn't really stick to you, so you can just kind of mess with it any way you want. The topping smells super sweet, almost like raw sugar and kind of like a glazed sugar. It just smells extremely sweet. It's glossy and bouncy, and once you put the two slimes together, it looks just like flan. I've never had flan before, but it looks like every picture and description that I've seen and heard of. It looks amazing. Mixing the two colors together was fun, and it turns into a browned caramel color, and the scents together just smell ultra sweet and sugary, and I love it so much. Like, usually it can be like a sickening sweet type of sugar, but this one's actually pretty balanced. I don't know if it's like the caramel part or what, but it smells so good. The texture is dense and clicky. It has extremely loud bubble pops, and since there's so much slime here, there's so much you can do with this slime. Like, it is very versatile. Just one of those ones that you can really choose any which way to play with this one because it can really do anything. Of course, I'm going to give this one 5 out of 5 pajamas. The second to last slime is Red Horse Rainbow. This is a color shift, chunky glitter coated clear slime that is scented like Sweetgrass Meadows from Bath & Body Works, and it is based on the song by Clutch. This slime smells absolutely incredible. It's another one that paints a picture for me. It smells exactly like a crisp summer morning, like the air that you can smell before it gets hot outside when it's still slightly cool, if you know what I'm talking about. But that's what it smells like, and I just love it. But if you don't know what that smells like, it just smells very naturey, just like outdoorsy. The rainbow sheen is absolutely stunning. It even actually hurts my eyes a little bit, which is kind of funny, but it looks so gorgeous. I love stretching this one and just staring at it. Like, it is beyond beautiful. Even when it gets inflated, which usually slimes like this one, when they inflate, they kind of lose that sheen to them, but this one really doesn't at all, which is incredible. It has a good coated texture to it. It's really thick. It's got lots of bubble pops, and there are so many glitters in here that you can actually feel them when you play with the slime, so it's got a really unique texture to it. I couldn't figure out a good way to show it off, but actually, like, if I turned off all my lights or tried to play with this one more like in the dark, all the glitters look red, which is really cool because with the name and everything, like, it turns almost completely red, and I just found that to be so cool. I wish I could have found a way to show it off. The glitters do kind of fall out and stick to my hands, which is normal for these types of glitters. I just don't think they like slime really at all, but I am more lenient with this one because of how many glitters there are, so I'm not going to take off for it. So this slime is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And the 8th and final slime for this review is the Camphor Tree. I really hope I'm saying that correctly. This is a packed Snow Fizz DIY slime that is scented like fresh cut grass, oak moss, country lemonade, watermelon, mahogany, teakwood, rain, marshmallow fireside from Bath & Body Works, orange blossom, and it comes with Fimos and a charm, 2 clay pieces, and it is inspired by slimy palettes. That was probably the longest introduction I've ever done, but I love when scents are just so complex like that, and this one just smells so good. It is one of my most favorite scents that I've ever smelled in my entire life. It reminds me of like an enchanted forest, like what wind would smell like. It's super sweet and comforting, kind of musky, outdoorsy, and I'm obsessed with it. The base to the slime is crispy. It feels slippery and wet, which I actually kind of like that weird wetness feel. I don't know why, but I just, like, my hands like it, just the way it feels. The clay pieces are incredible, absolutely stunning. They look exactly like the real things from the movie and everything, and I love the detail. Mixing it together was fun, and once fully mixed, the slime turns into a clay fizz that's soft but still very crispy because of how packed the base was, and somehow it actually brought forward the lemonade scent scent out of all those scents, so I can smell that a little bit more, which is really interesting, but it still smells amazing. To my surprise, this slime also has minimal inflation to it, so if you want to try a texture like this but don't want a lot of inflation, this one would be perfect. And I'm just obsessed with this slime. It feels so nice, it smells so nice, it is perfect. And of course, it is getting 5 out of 5 pajamas. And with that, that is the end of this part 1 review, and I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you made it this far, comment down below what your favorite slime was from this review. Obviously, mine was the last one, but I am seriously obsessed with each and every one of them. I love the textures, they are incredible. And I seriously cannot wait to show you guys the rest of the slimes from this package, so I hope you are as excited as I am. Of course, stay tuned for part 2 and 3. They will be coming in the upcoming weeks, not week after week. I didn't want to place them immediately after each other, but they will be coming. Now I am signing off, and I will see you guys in the next one.